On the water, when the wind blows, every boat's going to behave a little bit like a weather vane. A well-designed boat is going to rotate so that its bow faces into the direction that the wind's coming from. In a really great boat like this one, it's a subtle effect, but it's still handy to have a skeg or a rudder to help counteract the effects of the wind. A skeg is a blade that drops out of the bottom of a kayak. It's controlled by a wire, by a slider that allows fine adjustment of the skeg depth. The skeg is infinitely adjustable through its range, so that the amount of the skeg surface area can easily be fine-tuned to offset the effects of wind or current, depending on their intensity and direction. Some manufacturers get it wrong and they tend to have the skeg slider right where the knee area is. There's a recess here that the slider slides in, and that creates a bump on the inside of the boat. So if it's up here where my knee sits, I've got an uncomfortable bump on the inside. On the vast majority of skeg systems, the linkage from the slider to the skeg blade is a braided metal cable. The Necky system goes one better in that it is not a braided cable, but a rod, a solid rod that runs the full length. One of the perennial problems with skegs is that there's a tendency to get small debris, little rocks, pebbles off the beach stuck between the skeg blade and the skeg box. And the temptation to clear that is always to just reef on the slider as hard as you can. With a braided cable, you can actually cause the cable to pop out, and it'll kink that cable, and it'll never operate the same way again. With this continuous Necky rod, you can't kink it. You can actually take this material, fold it in half, and it will not leave a kink in it. So it's really bomb-proof, very, very resilient. The slider itself sits proud, which is nice because it makes it really easy to grip. And in fact, even when I have my paddle in my hand, I can move the slider without putting my paddle down. So it's very easy to use and make those micro adjustments on the fly, even in rough conditions where I'm really not tempted to let go of my paddle. I've been really happy with the skeg system in my Chatham 16. It's highly effective in wind, it balances out the boat very, very well, and it's super durable, and it's given me absolutely no trouble whatsoever. I think the Necky design team really nailed it with this thing.